Welcome, welcome, Cancers. Welcome to Keykey's Doorway. Let's get a sneak peek of what's in store for you for November 1st to November 15th, 2018. God, Gaia, God, Goddess, Mother, Father. What does Cancers past life want them to see as a present that they could use in the now? What actions will Mr. and Miss Cancers be taking in their newfound understanding? What actions will Mr. and Miss Cancers will be taking for November 1st to November 15th? What actions will Cancers be taking? Okay, let's see. Mr. and Miss Cancers, you're diving into your Celtic heritage, into your Celtic tradition. Celtic is aligning the four elements: earth, water, wind, fire, aligning your emotions, your earthly stability, or what you consider earthly stability, your drive, your passion of who you are, and the soul in which you express yourself in the human form. These four you're going to be practicing in the month of November 1st to November 15th. And you're seeing how these four elements connect to your cell, your chromosome, who you are, your chromosome, your DNA. The chromosomes of who you are, Cancer, will show you through your emotions, how you look at earthly knowledge, earthly topics, how you look at fiery topics like passion, drive, sexuality, anger, love, how you see communication, how you see your soul, how you see your soul in a human form. You will be using these as a leverage to lead you in your independence. And this independence will help you to cultivate Mr. and Miss Cancer. Your past wants you to know that you have experienced karmic relationships. Karmic relationships is like, if I don't tie my shoe right now, and I know I have to walk right now, is it possible I can trip? Some will say no, because maybe how you're going to walk with loose shoelaces. Some will say yes, because like all things, if we do not tie our shoelaces and we're walking and we're not realizing the speed in which we walk, we can trip. So Mr. and Miss Cancers, you're starting to see how the basic knowledge of what you consider karmic or karma in a relationship, you're realizing that you can bring a cure to that in which we felt is a disease. So if your karmic, if for example, if a karmic lesson that you are starting to use your four elements in healing and seeing how you, if you're not a communicator, Why do you not like to communicate? Do you communicate and it gives you angry? Is it the topic in which you talk about that creates a certain type of emotion? Is it the topic in which you're saying not only creates an emotion that is uncomfortable for you, but a reaction that ties into your spiritual side? Now you're starting to see how you can release those events and see how you can review them and rebirth a new set of emotions and reactions instead. So just like a shoe, if you see that you don't like to tie shoes, rather than complain about, oh, I don't like to tie my shoe, I must be lazy. No. You're seeing that your life requires you to move constantly. So would you really think to have that time to tie your shoe? No. So rather than complain or criticize yourself, you're saying, why don't I get shoes that don't have shoelaces? Now we have people that thought of these things. They probably wore cancer. Who knows? And saying, rather than criticize, why don't I just create something that actually can suit who I really am? And that's what you're seeing, how you can use those same elements in creating or correcting your views of relationships, whether it be opposite sex, same sex, or even with yourself. And you're tapping into that wisdom. Again, in my mind's eye, it gave me that reason to give you that example. It's so many examples that I could have used, but your energy, Cancers, Mr. and Miss Cancers, have given me at least a blueprint or a vantage point to give an example. That is your wisdom, Mr. and Miss Cancers. Your wisdom is seeing yourself and seeing how you can give examples of creating a cure for those things in which you might have chastised or criticized in the past or even in your present. The actions in which you will take. You're tapping into the house of Virgo, the 6th house, and you're becoming that yin and yang. That is how you're becoming that wise one for yourself. You're becoming that give and take for yourself. You're giving to yourself and you're taking from yourself. And you're seeing how those are one and the same. And you're using it in a way that makes you feel truly loved and not halved loved. Give some money, time, and effort will be given to you. How do you want to use it? Will be your playground, Mr. and Miss Cancers. New career opportunities will be approaching you. Which one you want to choose and what resonates with you as a whole will be your new excitement. Receiving a loan and paying off debts will be the blessings in which you have learned from your karmic relationships and the life lessons in which you have became wise in. Masculine and feminine energies. Masculine and feminine Cancer. Male, female Cancers. You are now bless me twice. Becoming a house of Capricorn. And your blessings is that you are becoming that boss. And you're seeing that equalness and giving and taking within yourself and around you, to you, is giving you that courage and that strength and charisma to move and communicate your new found knowledge of self. The end of a difficult situation is before you in the month of November 1st to November 15th. So embrace the change. If you're experiencing the changes around you now, embrace them. See how you can use 10 steps, 10 stages of you to make you feel whole and make you know that you are whole. And you're just using these steps as a playground to remind yourself physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually that you are the whole package. Miss and Miss, Mr. and Mr. and Mr. Cancer. You're becoming your foundation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better right now. Recovering, recovering from an addiction, and an addiction, an addiction. What is that addiction? What has been an addiction to you? And how can you use your addiction to unravel how to truly love yourself? And if your addictions have been your front and center in how to release and heal yourself, understand, Cancers, that we do crack under pressure at moments. When we crack under pressure, use that cough, that crack up, as a moment to cure or to caress that action, that emotion. When you are doing that, it will give you less and less of a feeling to go back to which you were addicted to. Give yourself credit for taking those steps, whether it be you smoke cigarettes, for example. You might have smoked a pack of cigarettes. I'm giving an example, Cancers, right? Chimney. Smoke them like a chimney. Now you're saying, okay, I don't want to do a pack. I'm just thinking about just doing 6 today. Now, somebody on the outside would say, well, you're still smoking cigarettes. That's bad. And even yourself might chastise yourself for still feeling weak to have a cigarette. But now, stop yourself and look at yesterday, even later on today, even earlier today, I'm saying, you have smoked like a chimney. You have smoked a pack a day. Now you're doing only 6. That is a drastic change compared to the pack. When you start to talk to yourself in that manner, then those 6 will become 5.5. 5.5 will become 4.5. 4.5 might go back to 10. But how is it spread out? Is that 10 one a day? Now it's becoming 1 a day? Even those shifts and changes of how you're perceiving changes will give you a reward that you have never known. And it will give you that courage to move forward. Expecting things to get better. Expect things to get better. Because they are. Do not expect the worst. If you are expecting the worst, that's probably why that example in my mind's eye was shown to me, Mr. and Miss Cancers. Giving that example of smoking a cigarette. Expecting the worst, meaning, oh, I know if I smoke, I can get cancer, I can get a disease, I can become unhealthy. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Yes, it is true. If you smoke cigarettes, you can unlikely or have a possibility of getting cancer. Sleepless nights of seeing and knowing, you do know that knowledge. Yes, you do know you can get a disease with this element. Now, you're seeing how can you change that? Well, you have changed it from a pack to half a pack. From a half a pack to singles. Seeing how you could stretch out a single within a day or days. These will start to change your view and to start to see that, oh, I can expect that I'm worthy because I'm making those changes. Now I can see, well, if smoking is seriously getting the best of me, meaning my soul, my conscious and my subconscious is telling me how unhealthy or how it makes me feel unhealthy, how can I replace that or ease out of that? Okay, chewing gum. How can I replace that sensation of smoke? Sage. Getting a sage. Go to a botanical garden and ask, or even a vendor, and ask for a sage. SAGE. Asking for sage. That could be a replacement of smoke sometimes when I don't want to smoke or when I'm trying to get off of smoking. I can use sage and inhale that instead. You're finding ways in which to solve it rather than shun it. So, Mr. and Miss Cancers, rather than shun yourself, what would you soothe and heal within yourself. This will be your success and will give you that happiness and peace of mind that you are searching for. Until we meet again, I love you, Mr. and Miss Cancers. We will see you on the other side.